Coming up on today's show, we are going behind the scenes of New Day Cleveland. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a guest on our show or to prep a cooking segment with David or how the show unfolds live, we're about to explain it all. And we've even convinced some of our crew to step in front of the camera for the first time. New Day Cleveland starts right now.
Welcome to a special episode of New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss.
And I'm Natalie Herbeck. Today's show is a bit different from our normal episodes because for the next hour, we're taking you behind the scenes to show you how New Day is made.
That's right, from the directors in the control room to the photographers in the field and everything in between. So we're going to break things down to explain how we make TV magic happen.
So to kick things off, how about we start with the behind the scenes look at everyone's favorite segment, David's cooking.
Check it out. Cranberry apple casserole. It is going to be the cooking segment this week, Cooking with David. How about that? And it's got a lot of apples in it, about 8 apples in the recipe. But I've got to buy 16. You know why? Because I have to make everything twice. Because we make one in the beginning, that way you can see how it's done, and I show you how to put it together. Okay, how many different kinds of apples here? 30? So Miles Market knows about all this kind of stuff. So they suggested maybe I should get a couple different kinds, get different flavors put together and make them all like when I cook it into a casserole kind of thing. You're going to get a lot of different, well, one's sweet, one's crisp, etc., etc., etc. So let's pick them out. Ambrosia, Mutsu, and let's go get a couple Honeycrisp. Okay, it's time to get a little nuts, or a whole bunch of nuts, I should say. We're going to crunch those up in our beautiful little casserole too. And we got some, what do we got down here? How about pecans? You guys like pecans? Oh, here are the pecans right here. Check them out. Okay, I've got my flour, I got some brown sugar, I got some butter. We've got our apples, we got our pecans. Now how about some cranberries? Cranberries really top it off. So we're gonna get 2 bags of cranberries because we need 4 cups. 2 cups, 2 cups. And there you go, we're ready to head back to Chateau Moss and do a little cooking. Biggest thing I always think about when I start a recipe is how easy it is for the audience and then how easy it's going to be for me to make on air in a 4 or 5 minute segment and have a finished product so that Natalie will get a chance to taste it. Apples, cranberries, flour. So when I set up my recipe for the day, I always look at it sort of like a flower arrangement or something that is supposed to look nice and look good. Like I'll put light ingredients together that are going to be in the first stage, and I'll put a dish somewhere where it's going to be out of the way but where it's prominent in terms of color. I'll put berries somewhere, I'll put leaf somewhere, I'll put meat somewhere. I arrange everything so if I never touch it, it's going to look good. But when I start touching it, it better stay looking good.
All right, you ready to get started?
Yep, okay, let's do it. Well, like this, I'll show you this apple cranberry casserole. That's really great any time of year. It's really good. You start with a whole bunch of apples. So I've got apples here. It's about 4 or 5 apples, and I sliced them up. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix in some flavoring with them. So I got some sugar. It's going to go in. I'm going to stir the sugar in. So this is going to be the filling for a casserole dish. Now we'll apply the topping. We got the oven up at 350 degrees. Spread that around. Gets real nice and crispy and buttery. You got the beautiful pecans in there. Who doesn't like buttery pecans, right? The most difficult thing is trying to figure out a recipe that's going to be timely, that is going to be easy to do, and that is almost foolproof. And at the same time, something that people don't make all the time that they can learn to make all the time and have it turn out right every time. Once again, 350 degrees, a half hour. That should do it. Away we go. When I take something out of the oven and it's finished, I've been working on it already, maybe a little bit at home, certainly early in the morning before the show starts. But if something takes 45 minutes or takes an hour, I definitely can't show you how to do it and cook it in 3 minutes and have it look like it's been cooked for 45 minutes the correct time. You see, sometimes when we have chefs or guests or somebody come on the show, it's almost a race to the end. It's so difficult to get it done. It's so hard to get a taste of it because it's almost done or it's never going to be done. I try to avoid that. It's always a lot of fun when I get to the station because I get there a little early and I get everything out there. And then the first person that comes in, sometimes it's a guest that's just somebody I don't know yet, or sometimes somebody I work with and they want to start a conversation with me. And I'm trying to figure out the math of all this and try to figure out the order of all this so when I do it on air, it all fits together and all is correct. And so sometimes I'm having a conversation and it's like I really appreciate the professional chefs who are making 3 or 4 dinners at one time and talking to people, because to me that is holy.
David and Natalie, good morning.
Hey guys! We are thankful for you both. We're thankful for David cooking up something delicious in the kitchen today, I will tell you that.
I got a surprise for Stephanie in the oven. She'll have to see the whole segment of Discover.
Well, and we'll make sure we save her a piece for later, right?
Of course, we always do.
All
right, David, we're gonna come out on 8. Okay.
This is something Anita turned me on to many, many, many years ago. It's a cranberry apple casserole. Really easy to make, and you make it with some oatmeal, you make it with cranberries and apples, and of course you got to peel the apples.
Is that the serving for that?
Rod, thank you so much.
Yeah, it'd be great. Be careful.
Oh, wonderful.
So here's the surprise. How do you like this dish?
I love this dish.
Stephanie
It's a heart.
Stephanie Schaefer came to my home one day, and this is the hostess gift kind of thing.
Oh, fun!
Did she bring that? Isn't that nice? So when I get up on Wednesday morning, I probably get up an hour or 2 hours early because I'm so concerned about making sure I remembered all the pieces and parts, if they're going to go together, is it going to come out right? And of course, I've been pretty lucky over the years, but I tell you what, it makes me anxious every time I do it. But I think because I really care, it usually works out.
It is perfect, great idea, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to make this now because they love making your recipes.
Thanks. And you know, I got to tell you, you are a big part of when I'm planning the food, because I want to make something you like.
I love everything you make always, and I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. People ask me that all the time, but I will say I don't know how you do it, because for me that will be so stressful. Now you really see what goes into making this.
What scares me the most is when she gets a big giant spoonful of something really hot and hope you survive it.
I always survive. It's always so good.
You always survive. It's always good. Okay, our look behind the scenes is just getting started, folks. So have you ever wondered what goes into making a live show? See how the pieces come together when we come back. Well, this is the favorite part of my show. I determine how good the show is by how much food is left.
This is where we come to eat, snack afterwards, and talk with everybody. So let's introduce you. We have 2 of our amazing producers over here, Bella and Emma, in this room. And if you follow us this way, our creative services director
Here's Rob.
is over in here, Rob Wesky. Rob, what'd you think of the show today?
I think it was great. It always comes together, and it's because of our great team.
Thank you.
Our producers, our hosts, our shooters, our editors. It's not easy to do what we do on a daily basis.
That's so true.
I'm just glad you're not the I-team.
We're following your lead, and we're definitely, we ask easy
And how about
questions
in
around
here?
here, right?
Oh, look at that.
Tyler! He's one of our amazing videographers. We also have George behind the camera. Mackenzie's back there making this whole show go. And we have Abby and
Hi, Abby.
Kristen. Kristen's our executive producer, by the way. It takes a team, right? It takes a village.
That's where you send the complaints if you have any.
Hopefully you don't have any.
We love it.
This is where we hang.
Well, talking about something taken for granted.
Yes.
You know, I come to work and I get here about maybe 45 minutes before the show, and I come through the back door, and it is a menagerie of stuff going on.
Me a little less time than
Yeah.
you before the show.
It's almost time to read
You'll
the
find that out later.
time to read the teas, David. Nellie's going to be here in 10 seconds, and she comes in.
No, the thing is, though, too, our producers are really thinking about this far in advance. I mean, they have to book 80 to 100 segments per week for our show. That's a lot. And there's differences between whether we do it live, whether we do it taped, whether we're out on location somewhere. There's just a lot of thought process that goes into it.
Yeah, and I'm just parachuting into it and hoping it all comes together. And it always comes together. It's like a miracle.
Well, the magic happens through them, that is for sure. And depending on who's doing it, sometimes if we're part of the piece, it's done one way. If the producers are doing it without us, it's done another way. So that also is something they think about as well.
You know, that's right. Our show's planned and organized by a team of producers. And whether it's in the studio, the control room, or out in the field, they manage all of the show's moving parts, even us.
My name is Bella. I am a producer for New Day Cleveland. There are 5 of us. We basically put together everything you see on your TV. We book about 80 to 100 segments a week. So that varies from any new restaurants that are opening, any new businesses, clothing, boutiques, things of that nature.
The best way I've heard it described is that the producer is planning a party every day. So they are managing where everybody goes and what kind of content they bring back. They are organizing everything and setting everything up. So that's kind of what we do day to day for each of our live shows, Tuesday through Friday, as well as the taped 1-hour themed road shows, which usually are on Mondays.
It's a very collaborative work environment, and I think it also shows how much variety is in our show because we all come from different backgrounds and we all have brains that work different ways. And so I think that kind of meshes together and brings something beautiful to life like New Day Cleveland.
Here we go.
Fun guys, great concept. Real Craft Barbecues on Euclid Avenue, and that is in Willoughby.
The producer does write the first line of every interview, so that's generally just to introduce the guest, where they come from, to give a quick tidbit to kind of lead into the segment. But besides that, our show is unscripted, so that part does play in the teleprompter, but otherwise it's a conversation.
As a team of 5 producers, we have to split up during our live shows, and there's different roles that we play. So one of them is the floor director. That is anything to do with our hosts, with Natalie and David on the floor. We make sure they know who's coming up next, who they're talking to. It goes into second floor, which will be taking care of our guests, just making sure their nerves are calm and they're feeling good going out and giving their best interview. For any of our pre-taped packages or segments that don't include a host, a producer and a photographer are always on location, and we will draft up a list of questions, have a conversation with our guest, and basically ask them anything to highlight them to the best of their ability and draw people in. We'll collaborate a little bit with our editors and our photographers and being like, okay, do we get this shot? And we want to make sure that's in at that timestamp. So there's a lot of elements that goes into that.
There's not another show quite like New Day Cleveland. And I think I speak for everyone on the team when I say that it means a lot to be part of this show because we get a first-hand look at the difference we make. When a guest walks off the set after their studio interview and they like check their phone and have all these texts and all these orders, and it's just, that makes my job so worthwhile.
And no day is the same. I kind of live for the chaos. There's a lot of creativity in this job. There's a lot of expression. There's a lot of collaboration. It's really cool to see how much this show means to people, and especially to people who are just starting up as a business. Being able to impact their life is like the best thing in the world.
Now, our producers do prefer to stay behind the scenes, so we didn't interview everyone. Though they only end up on screen for occasional cameos, they plan every single segment that you see on our show. All right, after the break, spend the day with me. From start to finish, I'm bringing you along for my entire workday.
Every day is a new day. Follow New Day Cleveland on Facebook and Instagram.
Is there anything I didn't ask you you'd like to add?
No, I think we covered everything.
Cool. So you might be wondering why we're all seated on the floor, and part of the reason is when we do these interviews for the show, we want our guests to be in their natural environment as they normally would be for their own business. We want the interviews to come across the viewer as natural as possible, so with Tara here, being a yoga instructor, why not interview her on the yoga mat? Brings us all down to the same level, and by having Mackenzie seated, our eye level is also on the same level, and Tara isn't looking to the sky or the floor, and everyone just remains as personable as they normally would be.
Now this is interesting. You work all day and you start your day early here. How do you do it?
Well, I have a dual role at the station, which makes it unique. And so the only way to show you is to take you through it. Here it is. Hi, guys. Welcome to my work day. This weather feels a lot like what my work day is like all the time. Just crazy. We'll get you started by going in the green room to see how I get ready and prepared. It is 9:27 right now. I got here a little early because I had some blood work beforehand. Normally, I probably wouldn't roll in until about 9:40 or so. But the thing is that we prep the night before. So our producers will give us show notes. So we have the cards written with all the information about our guests coming in. So I normally sit down on the couch the night before and go over everything so that I have an idea of what's to come on the show. And then it gives me a little bit more time so I could come in a little later because my day doesn't end until 6 o'clock at night. So it really helps in that sense too. So now it's time to just get the hair done. What do you think? I'm trying a new technique these days. This. Take my things that I know I'm gonna need over there for touch-ups. Well, let's go.
Your hair looks nice.
Thank you. Just it looks like totally differently. Brandon. How's it going, bud? The setup looks amazing. Hi, guys.
How are you? Oh my goodness.
Happy Tuesday.
I'm in the midst of a celebrity.
That's you, sir.
Oh.
Good morning, everyone. Coming up on today's show, we're talking several.
So Nat, you talk to me, not the camera.
I know. This is so weird. So the number one question, aside from do you really love everything you eat, that I get asked is, do you have a bed at the studio, at the station? I do not. And I think it's just the hours that I work that make me more visible, that make it seem like I'm here a lot, but I do work a lot of hours. The day is a fast pace. So with my job and what I have to do, from the time I walk in the door to the time I leave, I'm doing something. I don't normally have much downtime. I'm lucky if I get to snack on my food in between because I'm always going. There's just so much that normally goes on for me in a typical day. Not only just New Day and the taped things that we do for New Day and then going and doing the 4 o'clock news. There's little things in between. So meetings, there's always something going on. So at the end of the day, I really am just like, okay, I could put my sweats on, relax and unwind. 2 hours down, all done. No more to go. But the day's just getting started.
I have about 20 minutes before I have to be back to the station and doing my Rescue Me show. So came to Ohio City, my favorite place. You can always find me at Beet Jar. I'm snacking on this as I wait for my wrap. And then it's back to the station to play with some puppies.
The lunch is done. We are getting prepared for Rescue Me. So we have the fine folks here from Wayne County Animal Shelter. I have Jill and Kate here, and they have 3 dogs. And if you've seen the show before, we always feature 3 dogs that are up for adoption and talk with the shelter about, you know, what makes it so meaningful to be a part of helping all of the great work that they do on a daily basis. Welcome to another edition of Rescue Me here on our Fox 8 CLE Plus app. I'm Natalie Herbeck. Thank you so much for being with us today. I started off in news when I got into the business, and what I learned then once I moved to Cleveland and I started doing New Day here, that it's very different. You have to present yourself in a certain way when you're doing news that is very straightforward, very serious at times. And then I think the first shoot I ever did here was flipping pizzas for New Day. So it's a drastic difference, but what I have learned doing news here, I feel like I've become more myself as an anchor because of the fact that when we're doing New Day, it's not scripted, so we have to have our personality come out and we have to go with the flow, and I think it's really helped me to open up as a news anchor, but it really is 2 different worlds, and I almost have to turn on one side of my brain for New Day and the other side for news. All right, guys, it's about 1:50. Just wrapped up Rescue Me. Normally, between shows, I would go to wonderful venues, whether it be a restaurant or a boutique, and we will shoot on location for segments that air on New Day Cleveland. But today I'm doing something different. Today I'm doing some charity work. It's something that's always been near and dear to my heart. I do it a lot. Even happens in the middle of my day. So we're going to my friend Ricky Smith's event, and he's giving back to the community. So I'm going to take you along for that to see what it's all about. Come on.
You got something in your teeth?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you again. Right, I just sat down in the newsroom. It is about 3:15. I have to read over the 4 o'clock hour, so the rundown is right in front of me. I'll go script by script just to make sure I know what we're talking about throughout the hour. It's also normally the time when we have to deal with Gabe and his dad jokes. Thankfully, he's not here today, right, Peg?
That's right, it's nice and quiet today.
We have Peggy and Ed sits right behind me, so our team is right here. Everyone's always hard at work in the newsroom, so I try to keep it shh as everyone gets their work done. But once I go over all of this, I'm just gonna head to the green room, fix the hair again a little bit, and head on to bed. I am retouching my hair for the 50th time because the rain. It's amazing what we have to do to keep touching up before we go back on camera. So I'm getting ready to do the 4, take you out there on set with me. I'm here until 6 o'clock at night, guys. Good afternoon. Taking a live look outside on this gray and rainy Tuesday. We sure hope you've enjoyed the 50s and sunshine because, well, conditions are changing quickly. I truthfully feel like I'm very blessed that I get to do what I do because with New Day and being able to have my personality come out and being able to travel all over the world now and eat some amazing food and then be able to in the same day turn on the news side of things and feel like you're helping the public and feel like you're helping the people who are watching to be informed, to know what's going on. The fact that I get to do all of that in one workday, it really keeps things interesting. I'm here with the team. We got Dante here too, by the way. Here until 5 o'clock. I am here until 6 o'clock because I do trending in the 5. And we have some fun things for trending today coming away, but I'll just say I love working with these two. This is one of the best parts of my day.
She fills in on the morning show. We're an afterthought. Just saying.
You are my faves. I hope you have enjoyed a day in the life of Natalie Herbeck. It's a long day. It's a long day, and it's always eventful.
Hardest working person on TV.
Yes.
Thank you guys for enjoying this with me.
My favorite part, you fixing your hair.
I realized in that piece, I think I touched my hair a lot throughout the day. I need to stop doing that. But honestly, it is a fun day. It's filled with a lot, but it is absolutely a joy to be able to get to do what I do. So I can't complain.
It's fun to watch, too.
Thank you. All right, hey, still to come, sit in our director's chair and meet more of our team behind the camera.
We come to work every day to do this. So we come in the back door, it's one thing.
Yes.
But when folks come here, maybe the first, even the second time, they look around there in this big cave, this cavern, there's lights going on, there's people running around back and forth, people are sweeping, mopping floors, setting up microphones. I mean, it's a lot.
It's a bit of chaos, and it's fun. It brings excitement into the air. And we really do have a team that is extensive behind the scenes when you think about it. We have a floor producer, a producer in the control room, a producer helping guests, a robotics camera, our director, the person running the prompter to make sure we introduce guests the right way, and audio, too. Without audio, you wouldn't be able to hear any of us, so they're crucial, too.
It's a giant, beautiful salad of wonderful people. When you think of the roles in TV, one that first comes to mind is probably the director.
That's very true. And so here on New Day, we have 2 of them. So we have the director that sits in the control room where they carefully choose every camera shot that you see from your TV at home.
And you know what New Day Cleveland looks like from the studio, right? But from the booth, it looks more like this.
Stand by David's mic. Roll A, sound full. We're hot. My role on New Day Cleveland is I'm one of the directors here. The main goal is to try to put what the producer wants on the air and how that they have it structured. And what we do is we make sure that the shots match to expectations from the producer.
Hard wrap.
All right, it's getting a wrap. Stand by, camera 7. So a typical day for me, I usually, start off directing the first hour of New Day. I'm one of 2 of the directors here. After my first hour, I run cameras for the second director.
Hi, Rick Fannings. I am the second director of New Day. I work the 11 o'clock show. I come in behind John, who directs the first hour. Being a director is like being the ringmaster of a circus. You have a lot of different acts, but you have to bring them all in together and have them in an orderly fashion so that you can get the product that you want conveyed to your audience. A chaotic day in here is like going to Grand Central Station and not knowing where your train is, but you have to catch it in the next 5 minutes. Camera 7, you can go from now. Before we even sit down in a chair to do their shows, we have to actually put together the show that the producers have written and set out for us. So once the producer lays it out the way they want it, we have to come behind them and then put in camera shots.
All right, Tyler, you're about 5 minutes out.
30 seconds.
All this right here, this room, this is all of our multiple cameras and our tape decks and stuff and our feeds for our live shots. These are all the sources that we'll use for the show. We have a prompter that people read, we have cameras that people use, we have our remotes that come in from in the field, and then here we have our computer that we use for all the coding to put the shows on the air. Mackenzie, if you can turn them to 8.
We have 2 camera operators while we're doing our shows. We have one person who's called a robotics operator, and he operates 3 different cameras during the show. And then we have what we call a roam camera, and that's the person that we can move them around the studio, even in the middle of a shoot, where we can get tighter shots, farther shots, wide shots of the studio, or just little things that you can't get with our big cameras.
When I transition to robotics, it's a little bit different. When I'm out there, I don't really have to think. I have to listen to what the director wants, but I kind of help them out, just by getting all the shots and stuff. You're running all 3 of the cameras. You have to move them around, pet them up, make sure that they're in position between each segment, make sure that they're set in their proper spacing and place for the talent to read the prompter, make sure that you're able to grab every shot and transition from one segment to the next segment, because that's really a big deal, going from one segment to another segment. It's, sometimes it gets kind of tricky, because with the director being here, sometimes he can't see what's going on out there on the floor. So, as a robotics operator, we're an extension of the director. New Day has a lot of creativity. News is pretty structured. We have a lot of creativity. We like to showcase what the guests are bringing in and stuff.
Working in television itself there's something new every day. There is no day that's going to be the same as the day before. Every day you're going to be on your toes because you never know what's going to happen. There's cooking, there's guests, there's exercise sometimes on the show. Sometimes there are animals that come in. There's a lot of different things that you have to be on your toes for, so that everything's not just a standard take camera 7, take camera 8. You have to follow the flow of the show.
3, 2, 1. We're out.
The director isn't the only person in the control room. There's also someone running the teleprompter and a producer making sure that the timing all works out. So after all, our show does end the exact same second every day, and we have a lot to fit in. So if you're wondering how that all works, it goes a little something like this.
So every segment has an allocated amount of time so we can fit everything in. Right now we're in a package, and what my job is to make sure everything happens in sync and in the right amount of time. It's my job to cue the floor director to make sure they know, Natalie or David knows when to get in and out of the segment. So that's when you see them holding up the numbers to show they have 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, etc. And this is all in service of us getting out of the show on time. At 57:15, the show is done. It doesn't matter if we're in the middle of a segment or just starting a segment, we are out of time. And then really it's just kind of a game to kind of follow the conversations, see what can take a little more time or needs a little less time to make sure that we get out on time for the end of the show.
While much of our show is happening live in the studio, there's still a large portion of our show that's taped in advance.
This means a producer books a segment, goes on location with a photographer to shoot it, and then they come back with the interview and some other video.
So in that case, our editors take the pieces, put them together, and we convince one of them to talk about it on camera. So check out Chuck.
I'm Chuck Rigdon. I'm an editor here at Fox 8. My role in New Day Cleveland is to pretty much put together all the video that you see on our air. I take video and audio that is shot by a photographer, and I put it into a cohesive piece that tells a story. A producer will normally give me a script, and I'll take that script, which has a series of sound bites from the person we're interviewing, and we then put them together on what's called a timeline, and we space them out, and we just try and make it make sense. Then we have video that we put on top of the interview that references, makes sense. Like when they talk about a dog, you see a dog. I think that's pretty simple, but that's kind of what it comes down to. And then we have music, so we put that in there, and also what we call natural sound, which is hopefully the interviewee doing something. Like maybe they're making something, maybe they're painting something like we have here. And it just drives the story. So we're trying to get what they do, how they do it, and what it means to them. When we create an hour-long show, we normally have approximately 10 pieces in a show. And they can, if it's like a lot of times we go to a town or something, or a city. So we'll have multiple businesses or other places of interest that people would like to see in that particular city. So they're all different. They could be, you know, a boutique and then maybe a sports complex or something like that. So you have various things, and each one has its own attitude. I don't know if attitude's the right word, but how it flows, its own flow. So they're all different, and it's important to pick music that works for that to drive the flow the way you want it to. You're dealing with multiple elements and trying to make it seem like one cohesive package. When we do a road show, I mean, the amount of video that we deal with can vary from maybe 100 clips or hundreds of clips up to thousands. We have a certain amount of time that we have to work with, and you take each piece and you put them together on a timeline, and if it is too long, then we have to cut it. If it's too short, you have to add to things. So you just expand and contract because we only have a finite amount of time to fill. I enjoy the creativity of being an editor. It's great when you can take pictures and sound and music and put it all together and make it into something that means something.
So the next time you see a pre-taped segment, remember the editor who spent hours creating a 3-minute piece. Live and on the go. That's right, our behind the scenes tour continues. Hop in the car with our roving reporter. That's coming up next.
All right, so hey, we're gonna get ready to do a live shot here for New Day. So in order to make live TV happen outside of the studio, we got a few different ways to do it. I've got my earpiece in so I can hear our producers in the studio, our directors that are gonna tell us when we're on TV and how soon we're gonna be on TV. And I can also hear the show as it's happening. So Natalie and David are talking to the guests, but I'm listening too. And then I've got the backpack, it's already live. So we're gonna put the backpack on. Get the big old camera. Everyone loves to say, oh, that's a big camera, but it's really the best in the business. And then now we're ready to go.
So, what does it mean when we say a segment is live on location? Well, a lot of time it means that Nicole is out and about in Northeast Ohio. But doing a live segment outside the studio, it has its challenges. Wondering how Nicole and her photographer navigate mornings on the go? Take a look.
Watch this. Hey, George, can you tell me if this shot is going to be good? It's an inside joke. It's not a good shot.
My role on New Day Cleveland is to go out into the community, meet with small business owners, people who own restaurants, boutiques, and get a feel for what story they have to share with us on their home turf.
I'm so excited that she's there. Nicole's joining us right now from Cafe Blanc. I need a matcha, girl. I wish I was out there with you.
Natalie, good morning to you. I will try to see if I can get my photographer to send you back with a matcha because they're so good here. And you've been here before, right, Nat?
What makes my role a little bit more unique from the in-studio roles is, for example, you can't bring a rock climbing studio into the station. You can't do glass blowing inside the station. You can't ride a horse inside the station. So it kind of adds that extra element, and that's part of the challenge, but also for me personally, part of what excites me about the role. It's also showing our viewers that this is something you can do too, and it's just a short drive away.
Cafe Blanc in Parma Heights. This you have to try the next time you come in.
That's good.
That was good.
I'm usually at the same place for both segments. Sometimes they'll have me go get my car, hop to another place. I always try to get on location at least 30 minutes before the show starts, sometimes sooner, and it always depends on where I'm going.
Hi. How are you? Good. I'm excited to be here. Yeah. And this requires some core strength. I feel my thighs burning a little. Squeezing in my glutes.
Yep, I'm gonna tighten those.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
I go in, introduce myself, try to get a lay of the land, get a feel for how comfortable maybe the guest is going to be on camera. Usually go live about an hour after the first hit. And then sometimes in between shoots, we will shoot packages or little things that can air at a later date.
I have dialed into the show, and the reason that we do this, I can hear what's happening in my AirPod. And this is also a way for the producers to stay in touch with me, so I'm gonna let you kind of listen to what is happening.
She's getting a wrap.
When something doesn't go the way it's planned and I'm hearing, Nicole, I need you to do this, or Nicole, can you do this instead? I secretly kind of love that part because I like working under that pressure. I'm hearing the producers, I'm listening to my guest talk, I'm trying to signal to my photographer that something has to go on. It's almost like me at home when I've got 3 kids yelling for me to do something and the dogs are barking and there's something on the stove that needs to be taken off. In my mind, it's like, I gotta do this, 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 and this. And I think I'm usually pretty good at it. I don't know that I'm always good at it, but I do. I enjoy that part.
Nicole, are you gonna actually work out?
I'm gonna do my
there
best,
she goes.
David.
She's doing it.
Does this look like
there
I'm
she
working
goes.
out?
There goes that
I'll tell you
pulse.
what, David, I am a firm believer that the best types of workout classes are not only those that end up in results, but also are a lot of fun. And that is why we are here at Innovative Fitness in Middleburg Heights.
When you kind of shut out all the things going on in your world, behind the scenes, whatever, once I'm on location, I'm getting the chance to meet with people. I'm giving a voice to people that maybe wouldn't ordinarily have a voice. I'm getting to meet new people. I'm getting to learn new things. I'm getting to try things that truthfully, even at my age, I never thought I'd get to try. I kind of realized this is why I love what I do.
It's officially a wrap for today, but I am live and on the go, so I'll see you next time.
Well, now that you know a bit more about the making of the show, let's go behind the scenes with one of our guests. See the planning behind one 4-minute segment. That's coming up next.
The style of New Day Cleveland is provided by Dillard's Beechwood. Did you know the East Side location is Dillard's Midwest flagship store? Discover hard-to-find designer brands in fashion, footwear, home goods, and more. Enjoy the luxury of shopping with a personal stylist at no cost at Dillard's Beechwood.
A teleprompter is a program that we use that puts underneath the cameras that the talent is looking at the words of which the scripts are saying. So when you see David Moss introducing a package or Natalie introducing a new guest, there are words coming up on the camera that they're looking at, of which they can read, and it has all the information that they need for that guest or for that package.
When your business is booked for a segment on New Day, there is a lot of planning involved. The producers are there to help from start to finish, but the guest still has to prepare what they want to bring in and what they want to talk about. To see how that all comes together, we spent a morning with Isabel from Sanity as she got ready for a live segment here on the show.
Let's go. Let's go to work. Come on, Willow.
I'm Isabel Pritchett, the owner of Sanity. We have been here now for over 17 years. We are primarily women's clothing, accessories, a lot of denim. We definitely love just dressing our customers head to toe. This is Willow. She is our little store mascot. She's been coming here since she was 8 weeks old. People will literally just come in to say hi to Willow. When I'm getting ready for a segment on New Day Cleveland, I talk to the producers at first. We kind of figure out what the theme is of the day, what we're really going to focus on, and in that process, I try to see what's brand new in the store, what's really coming up, what's trending, and give our viewers a way to put the items together very easily. The thought process really starts about a week before, and all the planning and everything, and then usually the day before I come into the store, I get all the pieces together. Depending on what the segment is all about, I always try to accessorize the items. I get everything together, I put them all on a rack, I see it in front of me, and I know what it's gonna look like on the mannequins, and then I come in the next day, I pack it all up, and then I head down to the studio. Hi, this is Isabel Pritchett from Sanity.
Well, welcome back, Isabel.
Thank you. Okay. She's done.
Hold on, we have. We're styling, right? Both segments?
We are styling. I always know that it is a 4-minute segment. Like, it is fast, and you don't even realize it, and you're just having a conversation. Every time I go on, whether it's David or Natalie, and it's literally just having a conversation with a friend.
Oh, one of our favorite guests is here right now. Speaking of, though, that spot is one of the coolest spots to go, whether you're doing a girls' night out or you're doing couples' night out with it. Are you good at mini golf?
No.
Oh, well, Isabel, we're gonna go together.
But it's
We're still
fun.
gonna have fun. I'm telling you. We are talking trends with Isabel Pritchett from Sanity Style, and we have Willow here. Willow, come on, girlfriend.
There's so many times when I'm live and I don't even really think about what I'm gonna say. I just say it. And it's almost easier because there's like less pressure because you know it's not a planned out thing. If you do get nervous or if you do have like a hiccup or something and you feel like you totally messed up the whole segment, Natalie and David know exactly what is happening and exactly what to say to put you at ease and to like move on and keep going with the segment, and before you know it, it's over. It's so interesting to see the behind the scenes and all like the details that go into the process. No one made me nervous. Everyone walked me through everything step by step, how it was gonna go, and I always love being asked to come back on.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, so much
Oh, we love
fun.
having you.
Oh, I love it.
And you can always bring her.
The community absolutely loves seeing what's on New Day Cleveland, and it really truly is so rewarding after you get all the feedback and you get the calls and you get the people coming through your door, and it's really just, it's an amazing show.
Isabel's store is located in Chagrin Falls. So if you're a business owner and maybe that segment made live TV seem a little less scary, well, reach out to us. We would love to feature you on our show. Just send us an email to our producers at newday@fox8.com. I feel like so many times people say, well, how do I get on? Or I was afraid to ask. Just ask.
You know,
we would love it.
You know, so it's really one of the feelings of accomplishment doing this show is somebody comes in and they're a little scared and looking around, and then you actually tell them, you know, well, here we go, and we do it. We talk to them, they talk about their subject, or they show us their stuff, and you go like, it's finished. They go, oh, that was so easy, and it
Right.
makes you so happy.
It does, you know, and none of this would be possible without all of you. I can't tell you the amount of local business owners who come in and say thank you for what you do, because people come and support us then. And so it's not us that deserve the thanks, it's you. And we appreciate you making this all possible in full circle and for giving us these jobs that we have.
Do you have fun today?
I had a blast. You did too, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was terrific. I'm David Moss.
I'm Natalie Herbeck.
And we'll see you when?
on the next New Day Cleveland.